Emily, sir, how are you? Hope you had a good weekend. It was pretty nice weather out here today. Hey, Bill Beckett is in the house. Bill, how are you doing? Shannon, how are you? Hope you had a good weekend. Hello, Bill. Bill and M. Hey, Shannon. Well, that's awesome. Anything exciting? Have you done anything exciting? Any of you? I know I almost got killed by that truck. I was putting the starter in, and she didn't quite want to go in place. And so I was struggling with that a little bit for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and then it slipped out of my hand, and the starter fell on my head. So I got lucky. It fell right here on the side of my head. It knocked, I don't know if it knocked sense into me or not, but Mark Olson, how are you? Got my smoke machine working this weekend and found my vacuum leak. Woohoo! Smoke machines are awesome for vacuum leaks and boost leaks, Lisa. When I deal with diesels, like I use it for checking for boost leaks too. Like a tube or a hose having a crack in it or something. Um, it'll show you real quick. I spend the afternoon assembling knocked down furniture. Oh, yeah, I got Mark. You have no idea. I got really lucky. If it would have been a little bit lower, it probably would have knocked me out. And if it would have been a little more this way, I probably would have smashed my face in. So, yeah, I got lucky. Hello, Mark Olson. I was about to go to a hell of a swap meet, but uh, was going to be crap and goes to find out it was not bad according to friends of mine. Ah, that sucks. Was it far away from you, Shannon, or what? Hey, Mark. Um, Seeing more and more on social media that there's enough people out there that you know subject I want to talk about is I see more people or a lot of people uh, not recommending the trade that they're in. Like mechanics or carpenters or things of that nature. Um, what's y'all's opinion about that? New smoke machine, M. 3 hours away. Was rain? Yeah, 3 hours. . 'That. 3 hours. That. 3 hours. 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 3 That would be a bit of a gamble. Homemade smoke machine. Nice. So how did you make it, Emily, sir? Yeah, that is cool, Mark. But anyway, yeah. You see quite often anyway that let's say, well, we're mechanics, so or we're at least related into that field somehow. So a lot of people not want to recommend that to the next generation, and um, yeah, I don't understand why not. I'm teaching my boys, so I think that on the end of the day, it's a good thing to work with your hands and have some sort of, even if it's minimal kind of skill set that you can do with your hands. Because, a trade is always something you can fall back on or that you can use at home for yourself, right? Jeremy, how are you? Problem with carpentry and a lot of building trades is competition with cheap foreign labor. Yeah, but still, so that so what are you trying to say there, Jeremy? That there's no future in the trade or in carpentry, for example, or construction? So I know knock down furniture. Okay. Cell phones have made people lazy. It depends on how you want to look at your cell phone, Bill. Um, for me, a cell phone is a tool, no different as a drill. That's what I use it for. So, and I am not on it all day long. My brother-in-law replaced a hot water heater this afternoon. Nice. Made it out of stuff. I scavenged sealed container. Wire. Yeah. From electric heater, battery clips, tiki torch wick, wire from an old power tool cord. That is cool. I like that, Emily, sir. Scott, how are you? Video games have made people lazy, not cell phones. Well, uh, I put video games under cell phones, to be honest with you, Scott. I still tell my kids to go into trades, but go specialized like electric, plumbing, welding, something with certifications. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm going to, God willing, if they want to suck it all up, what I can offer them, I'll teach them everything I know. So, and I got a couple boys that are very willing. I agree, Bill. Last week I had to add 170 plus 49. I did it in my head. My coworker grabbed his cell phone. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Brandon, what's up, my man? How are you? Because you live in the country around me, I know 5 people on my disability who play video games all day and night. Yeah, I can't even understand how you can do that, Scott. That would drive me nuts. That would drive me nuts. How are you doing, Brandon? Well, yeah. So tomorrow, I've got a customer that changes brakes, and he's got problems with bleeding it. And my second oldest, he knows darn well how to do that. So together with the oldest, and the second oldest is going to take the lead on that, and they're gonna both tackle that job under my supervision, of course. But that will be their yeah. Pretty proud of that actually, and customer was okay with that. Told him, I said, I really didn't have time for it. I said, but I got two boys that can handle it. And he's like, okay, no problem. So tomorrow they'll have their first brake bleeding job. So, which I think that's pretty cool. I'm doing great. Just got home from church. Now I'm watching my washing. I assume not watching, but washing my work clothes. I'd rather be working on some. Yeah, same thing for me, Emily, sir. Um, Video games they have never done it for me. Um, for me, it's too constricting. Cannot be creative at all, and how you handle that because it's set with all these parameters of this is how you got to play within this box, and I don't like that. I like to color outside the lines, I guess. Brandon would know this. Is Honda oil made for power equipment really different than automotive? I still try to teach them to be self sufficient and force them to help even my girls. Yeah, well, my boys get taught some cooking from mom, so they do some of that. So whenever they're grown up, they got a toolbox full of knowledge and how tos. Um, so in the end of the day, that's what you need to survive in this world, right? At least in my opinion. So, but yeah, Jeremy, that is awesome. Uh, I'm trying to, we trying to do the same thing. So my oldest daughter hangs out quite a bit in the shop with me. So, um, and they have chores around the house too, like collecting eggs and stuff like that. The girls are still a little young, but folding clothes, those are some of the smaller jobs that they can handle just fine. Mark, depends on the automotive oil. A lot of OPE equipment oil has additives like diesel oil does. Gotcha. That you have to. They're standing straight up in a corner, Scott. I sprung for Honda oil, but going forward, I guess I still use it. Was just curious. There you go. Raging Cajun, what's up? How are you? Zinc is the biggest additive. Yeah, zinc is key, period, in any kind of oil. Lubrication and for seal air. 5 kW generator. Hey, raging. Hey, raging. So anyway, so yeah, my wife and I we think it's very important. And still, if they, even if they want to choose a desk job or something like that, that's fine. But they still need to know how to change the tire and how to change their oil and how to cook their own meal and how to wash their own clothes. So, hey, Walter, how are you? Zinc is also needed to break in camshafts. Right, as well. Right, too. Yep. Royal Purple synthetic oil is all I use in everything. It contains zinc also. I use, when it comes to that, I use Sanpico oil. It's high in zinc. Or high in zinc. It's got a lot of zinc in it, I should say it that way. And it has served me well. When I was doing a lot of custom farming, I was on Rotella engine oil, and I switched over to and we were running pretty hard in those days. I mean, 90 to 100 hours a week. And in that time frame, in that week, we would lose almost a gallon of engine oil that would just disappear. Every other day you had to add like a quart, maybe somewhere in there. And then I switched over to the Sanpico, and it basically dropped down to almost zero oil consumption. So after that, that really got me convinced. It's expensive oil, but on the end of the day, if it doesn't disappear and get burnt or whatever, that means it's doing a better job all the way around, right? My landlady's granddaughter doesn't know how to cook. She's 22. Yeah, that is, Emily, that's just fucking sad, man. That is so sad. I even use it in my semi. Yeah. Yeah. Shannon, for me, if I couldn't get Sanpico, Schaefer's is the same thing. Schaefer and Sanpico are, in my book, same quality company, oil company. They're smaller, and they really are geared toward real quality product. But that's why they're also, quite a bit more money. So, and that's why a lot of people don't want to buy it because it's expensive. But you get what you pay for. And oil and grease is cheap versus bearings and engines, or transmissions. If you have a small engine, you don't know what to use. Name brand oil you can use Rotella in small engines. There you go, Mark. Rotella. Well, when you're having more than one. My neighbor called me to pour, or challenged me, sorry, to pour a bottle of Coke or Pepsi in my lawnmower. I'm going to do it. Why? I wouldn't. If my neighbor would challenge me to do that, I'd tell him that. Don't be a dumbass. Even when you're never tried them, but tried the big brands, including John Deere and tractors when farming and working. Tricks burned them all. Yeah, like I said, I used to be a really big Rotella fan for when I was running the tractors and stuff like that, and I switched to Schaefer, or not Schaefer's, Sanpico, and their grease is really high quality too. So, and like I said, I have never looked back. So, and I had a couple tractors with CVT transmissions in them, Jeremy, and I was able to get almost twice as much life out of that transmission by using the higher higher quality oil, Sampico oil. And the dealership was very impressed by it because they say, well, normally around 5,000 hours, the transmission is just done, CVT transmission, and needs to come in for a rebuild. And on both of them, I was well over 8,000 hours, and by then I sold them. So, but never had to work on a CVT transmission because I used the quality oil. But also making sure that the transmission stayed cool. Uh, that's a big one too. Probably any diesel oil that is the right weight. Diesel oil has a lot of the same additives that small engine oil does. Oh, really? Good to know, Brandon. Good to know. To prove it won't do anything to it. Okay. But adds stuff to absorb the soot, right, Brandon? Did I miss something? Oh, and it's really been a great all-around product. Diesel Treat 2000 winter blend doesn't awesome in winter preventing. Yeah, I use was it Diesel 911 for for that stuff? I think it's Diesel 911 right here. That's what I use for the winter time. Don't need a lot of it, but because this treats up to 100 gallons. What I do for winter time is like for my skid steer or whatever. I got a fuel cell on my pickup truck that I fuel out of to for my skid steer. So I put this in, and then I use it on my pickup trucks too. So, and I've used this for many years. It has done me right. Yeah, yeah. That's his playing field, Mark. So now you know. As long as it's the right weight and it's for diesel engines, then you can use it for small engines. Never had a CVT or an IVT. I've heard of IVTs and John Deere's with, but only ran John Deere High Guard in all tractors, so didn't cross contaminate. Yeah, yeah, and Jeremy, another big one, really big one, is change that oil out on time, and like I said, make sure that transmission doesn't get hot. Make sure it stays cool. So that's a big one. But the tractors that I had when I got rid of them, they had the one had 15,000 hours on it, and the other one had 12,000 hours on it, and I owned them uh, for like 8,000 hours, and yeah, somewhere in there. I owned them for quite some time. Can't remember. It's been a while. So But I had Echo's CVT, which is a Fendt CVT, which you had that in. You got that in the Massey and the Caterpillars or Challengers. So, House of Ring coming. That thing is almost done. Thank God. Got a couple small things left to do, and then she's out the shop. So, and then I can get on to the next job. We got, so this was one transmission swap, and then I got two more lined up. So, we're staying busy. So, a while back, I had nothing else than engine swaps, and now I got nothing else than transmission swaps. So, yeah. Anyway, good to have you, JWC Tech. Any good deals lately? Foreman's Daddy, nice truck in the back. Thank you, sir. How are you? So, Foreman's Daddy, does that mean you got a Fort with a Cummins in it, bud? If you do, then we could shake hands. I've got one too. Ha, hardy, har, har, woman. News on new tools coming out. Great. Thank you. Well, I mean, I'm in a couple Facebook groups with 7.3s, and it's always the same thing. I've got an oil leak, and I don't know where it's coming. I don't know where it's coming from. So that's basically one of the reasons why I made that video. That's also one of the reasons why I made that video on testing your glow plug relay and your glow plugs. There's a lot of people that got questions about them. I'm not sure how to tackle that. So, I had an interesting thing happen today. A cop showed up saying that they found my zero turn that was stolen. I didn't know it was missing. The man who stole it tried to do. No kidding. Well, at least you got her back. Yes, sir. That's my daily. That's awesome. I've got a 2007. It's on the channel. If you look at the videos with the flat black crew cab, it's an 07 F350. Used to have a 6.0 in it. It's got a 5.9 Cummins P pump in it with a ZF6. That's my tow pig with a big aluminum flatbed, dual stacks, stuff like that. I love that truck. So, and then also got a 79 Chevy K20 with a Cummins in it that I did. But that thing is for sale, by the way. So, ready to do something different. I'm not driving it enough anymore since I've got that 07 with the Cummins. So these days I don't even drive that much to begin with, like I used to. Just a compact Milwaukee fuel stubby impact in 3/8 a quarter. We'll be out in a couple months, looking pretty sweet for tight spaces. Yeah, I've seen that, JWC Tech. I've got this quarter. I mean, it's good little impact. And it's basically the same body style, only done with more torque, wasn't it? My 7.3 looks like it went through it. Yeah, a lot of 7.3s do, Shannon. It's all right. Even Ford tractors, anything Ford related, they like to sweat their horsepower a little bit. That's what that is. If they quit dripping, they're out of oil, right? Milwaukee is coming out with a M12 3/8 impact, the size of the Snap-on 14.4. Yeah, but it doesn't have near as high torque numbers as the stubby 3/8s, right? Was it like half 250 foot-pounds of torque, I believe? If it was gas, I would be interested. Grab the Icon Gen 2 38 flex hat long handle soft grip to check out Friday. Yeah? How does it look like to JWC Tech? That sounds awesome. We've done 4 or 5 swaps now, mostly with 08 to 10 Fords. Okay. That would actually, to be honest with you, I'm seriously considering do something with an 08 or something like that. Pull a 6.4 and put a Cummins in that, or maybe something else. I want to try something else. In the end of the day, I've done several engine swaps, and I really want to do something that's a little different. I'm not the biggest Caterpillar fan, but I love the way they sound. So I keep coming back to maybe doing something with a Caterpillar engine. But don't tell my wife. She doesn't want to hear that. It's the fact that a regular cab and a tow peg is a crew cab. It does fit more people. Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought the second gen. No, they're just been coming out, Shannon. All the second gens icons. A guy got paid $1,200 to repair the brakes on a former school bus. All he did was fill the reservoir. When I get wow. Hey Shaggy, how are you? Refill lines and bleed my current project. M12 fuel impact driver with the tri-lights and swapped the quarter anvil with locking. Yeah? Runs good at JWC Tech? You need to post some stuff up for that. I want to see that. Oh. Never been a diesel fan. I drive them enough. I'm very, very familiar, very comfortable with diesels. Old school gas. I prefer my diesels. Speaking of 7.3, I'm going to need a new cab for my truck. Oh yeah, you got some rust going on, Shannon? I've been thinking about doing that with mine. It's almost cheaper to get another cab that has next to no rust on it than doing the body work. So I was actually thinking, Shannon, to find me a gasser for cheap, swap the cabs out, and then sell the gasser, and basically have the cab for next to no money, except for a little bit of time of swapping it out. Seemed okay so far, but I have more info this week. Well, let me know, JWC Tech. That will be interesting to see. Oh, second. Okay. Aside from wanting to teach Shady Techs a lesson or two, I'm doing quite all right. Well, that's good, Shaggy. Yeah. You need to invest in fluid film and the spray gun. I actually prefer doing the 6-4 swap over the 6-0. I think it's easier. Really interesting. So, Fumman's Daddy, do you have a YouTube channel? Because if you do, I definitely want to check you out. Um, do you record some of those swaps? Because that's right up my alley, bud. I seen a picture of that stubby M12 3/8 impact beside the 14.4 snap-on, shorter than the snap-on. Comes out in August. Yeah, I seen that, Walter, and that would be interesting to see because that's the biggest thing I love about this 14.4. It's amazing. It's skinnier. It's longer, but it's skinnier. And I use less impact extensions with this than I do with the Milwaukee Stubby. And I've got the Stubby right here. I've been using it on this project. I mean, I really like this gun, but it's so fat. And it makes all the difference. There you go. That makes all the difference in getting it into places. Like I said, because with this one, I always need extensions. With this one, I use less extensions, and therefore you keep more torque. So, and then I really like the trigger on this, by the way. But, I still use my stuff. Best deal last week was a half-inch M12 stubby. Oh wow, for $100, 105. Thankfully, Boss Man just happened to have a 20-ton compressor bottle jack. Going to make things a breeze. Okay. Tarek, how are you? I've been thinking about getting a new chassis for one of my dump bats, currently sitting with a perfect 94 crew cab body, not a dent or a scratch in it. That's nice. 94 crew cab, what? Ford, Chevy, or what? Yeah, I have some, but just started posting them. I will have to get more videos. Yeah, do that. I'll check you out. And like I said, like I said, that's right on my alley. I like that kind of stuff. So that's what keeps me on my toes. I like to have a challenge once in a while. Hard part will be finding a 6-speed manual with a hole for the shifter lever, 4x4. I would just cut it, Shannon. So, and yours is 7.3, so it's actually very common on the 7.3 to have a manual 4x4 shifter. On the 6.0s, the 4x4 shifter is less common and more common to be a electric switch on the dash ran by vacuum. Here's the link to the new quarter compact. Yeah, I've seen it, JWC Tech, but yeah, thanks for sharing that here for people if they want to check that out. So click on that. F-350. Yeah. Nice. What year, Tarek? Got that correct. In cover for trans swapped on that Cat-Eye Duramax. The previous owner was a concrete company and had just installed a new engine. Run smooth. Great. That's awesome. But um, anything else y'all want to talk about tonight, or subjects you want to talk or things you want to talk about for next week? I'm going to keep my lives a little shorter, so now last week we talked about the John Deere, and hopefully I can get to that here not for too long because it's been sitting for too long. So, and spring is coming around here, so crop farmers start planting. It's fixing to get busy every which way. So, and yeah. I mean, our their pump for a smack pumped. Starting on that 300cc 5.7 tomorrow morning. Diabolical. What's up? How are you? Need some SAE tools. Finally been running stuff that, yeah, there's not a lot of metric on that stuff, I tell you right now. So I think I got 3 sockets out that are metric and everything else is standard. The dump bed isn't a standard truck bed. It's a Napa height dump. Chassis is just getting tired. Truck is a 94. It was an X-City truck. So maintenance galore. Had it for 9 years now. Yeah. 94. Nice. You should be able to find you a good frame for that. It's old enough. No, diabolical. Hey, hey. Got my eyes on a new frame for the Silverado frame swap. If it's still there when I get home, I'll be picking it up and start to get the frame ready. That's awesome, Raging. I'm putting a turbo on my Gas Hog Impala. I figured why not? Well, it's a gas hog already, so it can't be any worse, right? But yep. I need to ride. Let's see here. Anthony, how are you? Hell, I wish I have a tractor for all the digging I've been doing in the yard. Well, tractor won't do you much good for digging. For digging, you need for your yard, I use a skid steer, but you got your stumps out, Anthony? I thought Raging died. Yeah, you and me both, bud. Been swinging the old pickaxe a lot. Jeez, that's a hellacious workout, Anthony. Damn. Nope, I'm still here. Yeah. I want something newer for the bed. It just got a small block. Oh, okay. Yeah, cam intake for 5 yards of material, average 10 to 14K pounds. Is a little rough on that little biatch. Yeah. You could use a diesel for that, Tarek. Best digging shoes are Crocs. While you're digging, might as well be comfortable on your feet, Tarek. Is that what you're saying? If you're going to swap a frame, might as well get a powder coated first. I assume that's what you're trying to say. At least give it a good paint job. I started drilling them the other day. I hope you got a big bit, Anthony. Jesus, that's a lot of drilling. Flip flops, there you go. Don't cut your toes. Digging, scuffing knees, comfort is key. There you go, Derek. Make sure you got some good, comfortable shoes and knee pads, right? Oh, that's funny. Powder coat costs more than the frame. Yeah. Yeah. For a truck frame, I would just use some heavy duty equipment paint. Make sure you do several layers. Do like 3 layers on them, and that should be good enough. I'd say. Go barefoot for digging. Tool Ant sent me those nano style. They should be on. Oh, did I see that on Instagram, JWC Tech? Are those the ones you're talking about? Can't wait to get the bocce ball court dig. Going to be 30 by 10. Tool Ant sending out tools like crazy. I don't know. I've never heard of him, Mark. I thought I saw something on the Like I said, I think he showed them on Instagram. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I would just use some heavy equipment paint. And for the frame, I wouldn't even be worried about brushing it on. If you paint it, if you use a rattle can or something like that, it'll come out a little nicer. But I have to tool that long nut drivers, not bad. Huh. Powder coating is about $500 for a frame. Best way to prevent rust. I think you spent more than 500 on powder coating, bud. And I think, yeah, I think Diabolical will agree with me. Yes, they contacted me about 6 months ago saying they were working on getting them made, and they finally showed up. They seem like rebranded, typical Taiwan quality, decent overall. Yeah, I figured as much. Diabolical. I couldn't say how much, but 500. That sounds pretty cheap. Yeah, I know you just had yours done. That was what, a couple weeks ago, Diabolical? 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. At least that's when I saw it on Instagram, anyway. So we're in that time frame. Jeff Garage Adventures has one of the Toolant ratchets, and he gave a good review on it. Yeah, I don't look at all his videos, Walter, but I do watch quite a bit of it. I must have missed that one. So the Master is a pretty nice set. I don't use Torx all that much, so nor Allen's. I don't use Allen all that much either. I use Allen's more when I work on farm equipment, to be honest with you. Moving parts. Okay. If you bring it in stripped. Okay. Few months. Okay. At least I wasn't sure. Diabolical, so. But it's painted over the powder. We'll be doing all the work myself. Yeah. Got a brake hammer yesterday. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I know you use a lot of Allen's and torque, Anthony. Oh, sorry. I like Jeff, but it's Capri. Capri is in the house. Yeah. I like his videos, Tarek, but the first 2 to 3 minutes, it's about his giveaways and stuff like that. That's where I go fast forward, so I skip that, and I'll watch the rest. Capri is in the house. Capri is in the house. Yeah, you can't beat free, JWC Tech. I hear you. That's right. That was funny. We're starting to swap those shit ass Torque Plus bolts. Yeah, to what? Allen's? I don't have much Torque Plus. I got only a couple sizes that are Torque Plus. 4L60 uh, for the face of the pump in the bell housing. Those are Torque Plus, and the Fort seats are bolted down with Torque Plus. I've been in the process of switching most of Allen Torques to RBRT. Good deals on eBay. I have not seen anything like that, JWC Tech, but I have not bought any RBRT stuff. I just find it way too expensive. Anything that was regular Torx or Allen is going to be Torx Plus. Oh, that's just great. Let's change stuff over. Like I need more tools in my box. I have to Mayu Torx Plus, but rare. Yeah. Same thing, Mark. Like I said, I only have two because that's where I need them for the 4L60 transmission rebuilt, and then for Ford seats. I use them a lot for that. That's the one I use the most, believe it or not. Got to get creative in your key. Oh, probably not. JWC Tech. Normally that goes for crazy money. At least I think it's crazy money. So, like I said, I use Allen's more than Torx to begin with. And triple squares, yeah, I've got them, but I maybe used them once or twice for the entire time I had them in 5, 6, 7 years. So we're in there. But anyway. No guess, Diabolical. Just trying to pick a subject to talk about and just shoot the breeze and keep my lives shorter. So that kind of new plan. One of the worst to deal with is the Torque Plus T27 with a real flat button head on it. Well, I can only imagine because that would make it less deep, right? So less to grab on yet. Right, Mark? I never get excited about it. So, yep. Anyway, we're right at the 1 hour mark, so we're going to call it a night. Like I said, any subject y'all want to talk about next week, throw them in the comment box. We'll bring that up next week and we'll chat about it. If not, stripping that bolt is an oh fuck moment. Yeah, that's where you're going to be just welding the nut on it and take it out that way. So, right, Anthony? So anyway, hope everybody had a good weekend and hope everybody's going to have a good week. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out. Thank you for stopping in, guys. Appreciate it. Y'all take care.